Hi everyone. It's always a bit weird when you only see two faces and you know there's so many other people that are on here. Hi, I'm Jo Chidley, co-founder of Beauty Kitchen, and I know this is our second live experience, which I'm really excited about. We've obviously got the lovely Lou Dartford here as well to guide us through the next little while. And today is going to all be about sort of creating your own scrub. What can you use at home? Is there any ingredients? Let us give you some help. And then also Lou's going to talk a wee bit more, again, getting a little bit more in depth about some massage techniques that are easy to do on yourself. So I'm going to hand over to Lou.
Oh, thank you, Jo. Yeah, thank you for having me again. It's lovely to be here. Thank you everyone for joining us today on this Friday lunchtime. So today we are going to talk a little bit about exfoliation, and then we're actually going to get into it and make our own multi-purpose skin scrub, which, as Jo says, we're then going to do a treatment. So if you haven't got your ingredients, just to make sure, you are going to need some kind of granular elements, so like a sugar or a salt. You're going to need some kind of carrier oil and your favourite essential oil. So if you haven't got those, quickly grab those. And if you want to do the treatment, a bowl of water and a towel to kind of to get it off with. But first of all, I just wanted to talk a little bit about exfoliation. So our skin is actually very clever in that it kind of renews itself all the time. It's constantly kind of producing new cells, which are kind of born in the bottom of the epidermis, which is our top layer of the skin, and then they start to come up to they have a long journey. They come up to the top of the skin, and then they stay there for a little while, and then they come off, and that's kind of our cell renewal cycle, which is on average about 28 days, but obviously varies from person to person. And as we start to age, it does start to slow down. So really, we don't technically need to do anything because the skin is very good at doing it. But sometimes it does need a little bit of a helping hand. Perhaps you might find that your skin's lost its radiance a little bit, or you've got dry patches. And that's when you can come in with an exfoliant and you can kind of, just give it a little bit of help. Now, there are different schools of thought on exfoliation. Like, I know some people say that we shouldn't do it, and I know that some people perhaps do it a little bit too much, and you can over exfoliate, and you'll know when you've over exfoliated because you can upset your skin barrier a little bit. But there are different ways that you can do it. So even at night, like, you might be doing it anyway with a flannel or a cognac sponge. So that's kind of just very gentle, regular exfoliation. But also there are different products that you can use. So you get your granular exfoliation, which is what we're going to make today. And that's where you have like the product, it might be a gel or a cream. It has like a grain in it or a bead, like a jojoba bead, a salt, a sugar. And that's then where we kind of manually kind of take off that layer of skin. And often they're called scrubs, but we're definitely not scrubbing. We're kind of doing it very gently. And then you have your chemical exfoliants. Now, everything's a chemical, but it's just they tend to get called that, and they tend to be your glycolic acids, they are, or fruit acids, and they sound quite harsh, but actually, depending on the formula, they can actually be quite gentle, sometimes more gentle than like a salt scrub, for example. And they act like little kind of Pac-Men, and they kind of eat away things rather than that kind of rubbing them off type thing. So it will depend on your skin as to what you use. So like a sensitive skin might exfoliate like maybe every 2 weeks, whereas an oily skin might do it kind of twice a week or something. So listen to your skin, to what it needs. And also a different scrub you'll need for different parts of your body. Like your face, obviously, it's going to be a more gentle thing than what you use on your feet, for example. But today, so we're going to make our scrubs today. So hopefully you've got all your bits together. So I've got, I'm going to use sugar. I've got caster sugar. I think you're going to use salt, aren't you, Jo?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say to people as well, literally, it can be any sort of jars. So they can be plastic, if that's what you've got, if it's something that's reused, or glass. The great thing about glass, I think, is that it keeps the moisture in better, as in the moisture out, rather, should I say, if you're going to keep it for a little while. And then one of the other things I wanted to mention, which a lot of this stuff is really the history of how we started at Beauty Kitchen. It really can be oils that you have got in your kitchen cupboard. So this, I said to Lou that I was bringing this because I bought this avocado oil probably about 6 months ago, and I hadn't even opened it. And I was thinking, I'm not even sure how I use that in food, but I definitely want to use it in the scrub. So that's what I'm going to use today. So there might be some things that you've already got lurking at the back of your kitchen cupboard that actually would be really good. And again, just feeding that sustainability message in. If you're using up what you've currently got, then that's always better than it being put in the bin. And then some of the other things with essential oils, you know, some of the things that you might have, for instance, is like vanilla extract. That can be used as well, because although it's not a pure essential oil, it does have the scent benefits. So there's, you know, don't think that you need to stick to this strict regime of ingredients. Have a play around and find out again what works for you. And scent is so important, I mean, really important.
Yeah, I mean, I've got olive oil for my kitchen cupboard. I've got sunflower oil for my kitchen cupboard. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And also you can use, like I've got like here, like an almond oil and jojoba. So it can be anything that you've got, kind of, or coconut oil. You can use coconut oil as well, which I grabbed from my cupboard. I guess it kind of depends on your skin as well, doesn't it? What your skin likes as well. And what you're going to use salt. I'm going to use sugar.
So we've got is the Himalayan salt, which we have here that we've used. And the reason why I like it is, well, there's two reasons. One, it's pink. So I love the way that it just makes the scrub look. But Himalayan salt has 96 different minerals in it. So that if you use the scrub after today, say in the shower or in the bath, you also get, particularly in the bath, because you are sitting in the water and the minerals are actually, whatever needs to be absorbed or whatever that needs to be extracted, it can actually do that. So that's what Himalayan salt's really good for as well. And we thought we'd give you different options.
Yeah, I mean, I like to use sugar because I find that it's maybe can be a little bit softer on the skin. So I guess it depends on where you're going to use it, doesn't it? Like if you're going to use it on your feet or if you're going to use it on your hands. But so yeah, I've got caster sugar, and then we're going to grab our oil. So you're going to use your avocado oil. I'm going to use my my sunflower oil, and then we're going to put 2 teaspoons into our grain, and then we're just going to mix it up. It's just, I mean, it's so simple, and you could just do this. You know, if you're going to have like 30 grams of sugar, I've just seen 30 grams of sugar, or 30 grams of whatever it is that your salt, 30 grams, and then 2 teaspoons of your oil. And we're just going to start to mix that in.
I'm making a bit more. So I haven't measured anything out. I've literally just taken some salt and put it into the big bowl. And that's maybe why I've got a few extra jars, because I thought, whatever's left over I can put into another jar if I've over egged it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is 30 grams and 2 teaspoons, so this is perfect for your hands. I guess it depends on what you want to do. So if you're going to do your whole body, then absolutely do a big jar. So I'm just using jam jars, these are like our old peanut butter jars. So you can make it in your jar, make it in your bowl. It's nice to put it, if you're going to do, you know, keep it in there, then that's kind of good. You can store it in there. You're going to mix it up, and then we're also going to add in your chosen aromatherapy. So 4 drops we're going to use, well, for this amount, for our kind of 30 grams amount. And I'm going to use, I mean, my 2 favorite oils are frankincense and lavender. So I'm going to do 2 drops of my lavender and 2 drops of my frankincense. And I can smell it already. Oh, the smell's beautiful. And we're going to mix that up. I mean, just the power of the essential oil, just the aroma is just, just makes you feel better already, I think, doesn't it? I love the frankincense because it's just such a, it's great for your skin. It's very kind of regenerative, but also as well, just is the sense of well-being when you smell it. It just makes, well, it makes me feel good.
The other thing I like about making a scrub yourself is that you can then decide how dry or oily you want it. Whereas when you buy it from a shop, you're kind of stuck with whatever the formulator wanted to do. And sometimes you think, well, I wish that was a bit more oilier, or actually I wish it was less oily. So you've got control over what you're doing here.
Yeah, and also as well, you can then kind of customize it to how your skin feels that day, can't you?
Yeah.
So you can kind of, you like, if your skin's feeling particularly sensitive, then you know you're going to use like a real fine grain. Whereas if you really like, if your feet, like my feet, my goodness, I'd need like a coarse old sea salt on there. But you can just do it. Yeah, you kind of, yeah, you formulate it, and that's that. I mean, for me, that's such an important thing about skin. It's about listening to how it feels each day, because it's going to change daily. It's going to change season to season. So your skin care needs to change with it. So if you're mixing something up like this, you just do it to suit.
And
to
then
suit you.
I know sometimes, or somebody said, can you use honey? Definitely. The great thing about honey is not only is it great for your skin, but it's actually great for the scrub, because it does help. It's a natural preservative. So yeah, definitely put that in there. But one of the questions we got before this was, could you use this on your face? And I think that really comes back to Lou's point here of, you know your skin better than anyone else. So you would know, I know that this Himalayan salt, I can use it on some areas, but there's some areas that I wouldn't necessarily use it on my face. So you've just got to be be more gentle and caring with yourself than just getting in there.
Yeah, definitely. And also with the scrub, even though they're called scrubs, we're definitely not scrubbing. It's definitely that kind of gentle, gentle massaging it in. And as you say, different parts of the body will need different things. So I'm going to grab some of this. Are we ready for a little hand treatment? So we're going to get some. Put some into the palms of your hands. And gradually, what we're going to start to do is, I've got a towel on my lap. So we're going to start to just imagine that you're starting to wash your hands, but very slowly, very kind of mindfully. And also as well, kind of bring your hands up to your face and really smell, take that the aroma of the essential oil in. And that's the wonderful thing about essential oils. They really kind of just make a difference straight from just smelling it. And what we're going to do is very gently start to massage it in. We're going to start to take it up our arms a little bit as well. And we're going to take it onto our elbows as well. And then take it up the other side as well, onto our elbows. And then just take it. So we're definitely not scrubbing. It's being really mindful. And my knuckles get really dry. So what we're going to start to do is we're going to start to really massage it slowly onto our knuckles, and just work your way along each of your fingers and also onto our nails. So I'm sure we all get kind of little dry patches around our nails, on our fingers, and just then work your way onto the next finger. And just take your time. Make this into like a really nice, mindful little session. And we're going to do the next finger. And then our next finger.
You still forget about your hands. It's not until you start doing this that you forget how much they do for you.
Our hands do so much. You think like everything we do is with our hands. and then we're washing them continuously. We're washing them, but maybe not drying them properly. Then we're washing them again. Then we're putting sanitizer on them. And then in the cold weather as well, it's been, you know, then we've got the heating on. They really, really dry out. And also they hold so much tension. Like when I do kind of facials and I do, when the mask is on, often I'll do a hand massage and I can feel the tension in people's hands. And I think kind of people, you always kind of think about tension in your shoulders, which of course we've got, but we forget about it in our hands.
Yeah.
We just kind of work.
Someone said in the text box about how much honey to use. Depending on if we go with where Lou is with the 30 grams, I would probably say about a teaspoon. But the thing is, while you're dropping the honey in, if you mix it, it doesn't really matter if you put too much in, because although you might think that honey is sticky, it washes off really, really easily, So don't be put off if you think, oh, I put too much in.
So hopefully that should be feeling quite nice. We don't want to over exfoliate now though. So what we're going to start to do is you're going to start to rinse that off if you've got to the end of your fingers, and any other places that you think, often as well, like our palms, like kind of, you know, here as well, we can get dryness. So make sure that we're just giving everything a good gentle scrub. I say scrub, but it's definitely not a scrub. And then we're going to rinse that off.
Have you got a little person there?
I have.
I can see. Hi.
To stay upstairs. But she's made her way down. She's been hanging outside for ages, and now you can see her shadow.
Well, to be honest, you know, this making of the scrub is so easy to do with children as well. You know, so actually you can get them involved, and they love to. It's another way to get them to clean their hands. So yeah, if you've got a little person there as well.
Yes, actually, no, it's a nice thing for them to do, definitely.
My daughter loves a massage. I mean, you know, not obviously a full-on body massage, but she just loves like having her hands massaged or her shoulders or any of that kind of touch. I think children do really appreciate it, and we kind of forget about that after they're not a baby anymore.
Yeah, actually, this one likes a little face scrub, a little face massage. Right, so that should actually feel, that should just feel really lovely and soft. Who doesn't love a massage? Yes. So that now, your skin should feel really lovely and soft, and actually you might not want to do anything after that. That could be enough. Yeah. The difference that now in my hands and when I first did it, it's just taking that time just to really kind of work into those kind of problem areas. But we're not going to leave it there. We are going to do a little hand massage. So if you've got a hand cream, we're going to grab some. So I've got the Beauty Kitchen one here. I've got the Ultra Restore hand cream, which is lovely. And we're going to take a nice generous amount actually. And we're going to massage that in. And also we're going to take that up our arms and we're going to onto our elbows. I mean, who forgets about elbows? Our elbows always get forgotten about. And also we hold lots of tension here. We hold lots of tension in our wrists as well. So I'm sure like if we're putting hand cream on, then that's great. But a lot of the time it's just a quick, you know, and then we're off. But if we actually take just a few minutes just to really kind of work our cream in, so we're kind of making sure that we've kind of got it everywhere. And then we're going to, with our thumb, we can be quite firm here. We're going to start to do little circular motions around our wrist. And you might even feel like a few little kind of knobbles there. Yeah. And that's kind of little tension. So what we can do is we can start, and you'll find that as you kind of start to do it, they will start to kind of dissipate a little bit. But it's amazing the tension. And here as well, on our kind of the bottom of our thumbs, you think what our thumbs do now, like they're on our phones all the time. So we hold an enormous amount of tension here. So what we're doing is we're doing these kind of circular motions, quite firm, and we're working it in. And just take your time and then start to work it all across the palm. So you can be quite firm, you can be quite hard here. And then what we're going to start to do in between here, like in between our thumb and our finger, we're kind of doing this. This should feel really nice around our thumb. Like I said, our thumbs, my goodness, they're doing so much at the moment. So really kind of work it in there. And then we're going to kind of do that in between each finger. So kind of coming in here, that kind of sliding motion.
And then, Lou, so the way that you're doing this in your hand, would it kind of be like a similar massage on your feet as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, on our hands and our feet, I'm not a reflexologist, but there are so many pressure points on our hands and on our feet. Yeah, definitely. And also with a massage, like it's kind of what feels good for you as well. So it's kind of you know, what one, like someone will like it harder, someone will like it softer. If it feels good, then kind of go for it, you know. We're going to move over to the other hand, so we're going to do,
yes, it's my right, because I'm right-handed. My right is
yeah. So when I give massages, I can tell someone's dominant hand, because you can, yeah. So here it probably feels really quite hard as well, doesn't it? Yeah. So there's so much tension there. So really kind of work it in. And you think, I mean, how often would you do this to your hand? You don't, do you? And how does it feel good?
Yeah, it feels lovely. And the thing is, I've never really been one for manicures, or, you know, having like my nails done or gel nails or anything like that. And I know that that's part of the manicure process, is that you will get a hand massage, you know. So I probably look after my hands less than anything else, really.
Well, they get forgotten about.
They do.
I think also sometimes people can think that a hand massage is a bit weird. Like they kind of think, oh, a hand massage. But then when I do the facials, so people, that's often the thing that gets commented on. It's like, oh, like the hand massage felt amazing. And I think people just don't expect it. And I think it's also because they just don't realise how much tension they're holding in there. But you think, like, often, like if we've got we often kind of, we do this and we kind of relieve ourselves there, but you would never do it on your hands. But you can work your way down the fingers, and then also like our nails can really benefit from massage. So that kind of massaging into the cuticle, and actually in the cuticle you could use like your carrier oil, or you could use even like a little bit of a face oil you could use to really kind of work it into the nail bed. And actually that kind of massage, that kind of stimulation can help with the nails, because anything with massage, what you're doing is you're relieving tension, but also you're bringing blood to that area. So if you're kind of bringing blood to that nail bed, hopefully that's going to help with kind of nail growth, make them stronger as well.
We just did a note there saying they love a hand massage. It's just the way they wrote it, they're going into a zone, you know.
But this is just something that you could just, like, you know, you just take a couple of minutes out of your day. So you're working on your desk, you're on the computer, and also our wrists, working from home, we're kind of doing all these funny things with our hands. So just taking that time out just to actually just do this for 5 minutes. It's a mindful 5 minutes that's kind of going to kind of relax you mentally and relax you physically as well.
Yeah. The one thing I have noticed as I've got older is that I do seem to get redness on my hands. And what I have done over the last few months is I've actually, rather than a hand scrub, sometimes I don't have time for that, is I've put a mask onto my hands, just literally, not even for 5 minutes, just for a couple of minutes, and it takes that initial redness away, so it makes my hands look younger.
Amazing. So actually, yeah, so you could do that. Well, you could do like your gentle scrub, and then you could put your, so essentially, but you think, so our faces are kind of get all the exposure, and we look after them, whereas our hands are getting even more exposure than our faces, and we're not doing anything to them. So yeah, why not do that? The mask, the exfoliant, and then the massage.
No, that was lovely.
So hopefully your hands, hopefully they feel a lot more lovely and refreshed and smoother. And younger, perhaps.
They certainly don't look as red. I am prone to redness, especially in the winter months. You know, well, I don't know if people can see that. My hands don't look red.
They don't. No,
I should have done it before. And
yes. But honestly, if we did that to our hands, even if we did that once a week or twice a week, you would see the difference in your hands. Because I often look down at my hands and I think, oh, good, they look, they don't look great. So, but it's just extending that kind of skincare to include our hands as well, isn't it? And if you are doing a face mask, when your face mask is on, put it on your hands.
Yeah, that's it. It's anything left over. Generally, I'll just rub it onto my hands. So I've got some of this scrub left. So I'm just going to put this into a jar. This has gone a lovely yellow colour with the avocado oil.
So how long would that last, do you think? Like in terms of like freshness?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because there's no water involved, it is self-preserving. So it can last for months, really. You would use it quite quickly, and it would depend on whether you use like a vanilla extract or an essential oil. I used an essential oil, so this will last for a few months. And the thing is, what to freshen it up as well. So let's say you put it into the jar, and it goes and it sits on the shelf, and then 2 months later you go, I remember that scrub I did, I'm going to use it. And you might open it and you might think it doesn't smell the way it should. Just add another couple of essential oil drops into it and it'll just freshen it up.
Amazing. So that'd make a great gift as well, wouldn't it?
Well, there's other wee things as well. So there's some rose petals here, which again I love. So you could put rose petals. I just brought in some herbs. There's rosemary, there's mint. You can easily chop this up, and just put that in. And what it will do then is when you look at, so if you look at the scrub, guys, it'll just give, so that's just yellow at the moment. It'll just give a hint of different colour in there as well. It's not necessarily going to give anything from an efficacy perspective, but it makes it look nice if you are making something for your mum or sister or friend or whatever. Especially with Mother's Day coming up, somebody mentioned that to me. It's a great idea to make a personalised scrub for Mother's Day. It just gives it that hint of colour, a wee ribbon, wee tag. You're done.
No, it's an amazing idea for a gift, isn't it? It's really lovely.
So I think one of the other questions that's come up, there's quite a few, which is great, is can you use the scrub on your body? Yeah, you can use that scrub, either scrub, whether it was the castor sugar or salt, you can use that all over your body. I did say earlier, be cautious if you're thinking of using it on your face. Your skin on your face tends to be, the older you get, the thinner it is, so you need to take care and attention with it. But definitely the scrubs can be used on your body. I'm trying to look and see. Oh, somebody's asked, what did you study in, Lou? So what are you qualified in? You've got loads of things.
I studied, oh goodness. I'm a makeup artist. That's my first profession. And then I've recently, over the last few years, been studying a lot in skincare. So I've done various facial qualifications, Indian head massage, facial lift massage, acupressure massage. I've done, what else have I done? I'm always kind of doing lots of kind of little things, but they're kind of where I'm going with my skin. And I've done during lockdown, I did like a basic diploma in nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, but it's just everything, because I found with the makeup, so many people were coming to me with makeup concerns, but actually when we dug deeper, it was skin concerns. And actually then when we dealt with the skin concerns, the makeup worked better. So I think it's just people, like, just felt people weren't understanding their skin. I think there's so many skin products out there that people get confused, and then they get confused, they use the wrong product, and then their skin gets even more confused.
And so I think that with a lot of the active ingredients that are out there at the moment, and that can be anything from glycolic all the way through to like vitamin C or fruit acids, you know, you have really got to take care, because everybody's skin is quite individual, and it's about you understanding, you know, what is it that works for you. You know, it's if you're having a reaction to something, then that's your skin telling you for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just having a look through some of the other questions. We've got some skin questions here. So what do you do for super dark circles other than creams, other than topical?
So what is that for me or for you?
I think I'm just going through the questions that are coming up in the comments and just seeing how we could answer them.
I think dark circles are really tricky because a lot of the time they're hereditary. I think massage can really help, I find. And also I think dark circles are often linked to kidneys, so drinking lots of water. Obviously there's sleep. I can tell people to sleep until the cows come home, but if it's not sleep, then they're going to be there, aren't they? But definitely massage, kind of, you can use kind of your ring fingers and just in the morning, because you've got your lymphatic system, which kind of is our system that kind of keeps all the lymph flowing. The lymph kind of take our toxins away, and it can get a little bit sluggish. And areas around the eyes, it can get a little bit stuck. So what you can do, your ring finger is your weakest finger. So definitely start to do kind of gentle pulses and gentle movements, just to start to get that the lymph moving a little bit, and that can help a lot. And if you are doing lymph work as well, it's always really great to make sure that we bring it down the neck as well, because we've got lots of lymph nodes around here. So it's just a massage will help to kind of get things moving. Like I said, it gets the blood flowing, but also gets the lymph moving as well. And lots of water as well can help too. I don't know what else you think on it as well.
Well, just when Lou's saying about that, the previous recording that we did, which was probably about 4 weeks ago, Lou goes into a full sort of facial massage, and actually you explain it really well through that. So that might be a great place for I'm not sure which person it was, because I've lost the piece.
Oh, I think Karen,
right, okay. So Karen, I would maybe look at the previous recording and try that. I do think as well, if you're targeting something like dark circles, it does take quite a bit of time to notice a difference. You know, it's not something that does change quite quickly. And I also think it can be mixed with pigmentation. So you know, if you're prone to pigmentation in your skin as well, it can almost make the dark circles look worse when they're two different things. Then we've got here, what particular essential oils do you recommend to add to the scrub? So you like frankincense and
lavender. Frankincense is my favorite. I've used frankincense for everything. I burn it in a room, and often not I put it in a diffuser. Frankincense. I'm quite kind of rigid in there. Because they do so many things. Both of them are like multitaskers, so I probably stick them in everything. What about you?
I do love lavender, and the reason for that is that because it does lots of things. mean, a lot of people associate it with the sort of calming, you would use it to be able to sleep better, but actually it's more than that. It's out of all of the essential oils, with the scientific research that has been done, lavender just outperforms really all of the other, and it's so flexible. And then the other thing with lavender that I like is that there's less sensitizers as well. So again, generally more people can use it. So it's just really flexible. And then anything citrus for me, anything citrus, I like citrus. However, with citrus essential oils, there is more sensitizing agents in there. So that, you know, citrus essential oils are not for everyone. Have we got time for some more? I've lost track of what time it is.
It's 25 to 2.
Oh, this is a good question. Eczema on my hands, can I use this scrub?
Yeah, I think it depends on it depends on what oils you use, doesn't it? It depends on what you're mixing into it. So I think that's kind of, so again, it goes back to your skin type, what works best for you. So I think it's what you would use. You could use like a calming oil. I mean, I really like, I've got like hemp oil, things like that you could mix in, couldn't you? Like hemp oils have got lots of like literally got so many good kind of feeding properties in it. So something like that you could use. I guess you just got to be careful with how you massage it in.
Yeah, and I think it depends on, because there's obviously a range of eczema, you know, so it depends, and it depends where you are at that time. I would suggest if your skin is quite flaky on those days, that maybe don't have the exfoliant in there and just use the oil and essential oils. So still do the hand massage, but just take out the exfoliator. And then on other days where your skin maybe just looks a bit red and it's not necessarily got, you know, the sort of soreness about it or the cracking about it, then that's when, you know, you could use the exfoliant in it. It's just taking it easy with yourself, because I do think that we, again, get right in there sometimes when just take it nice and slow and massage appropriately.
Yeah, definitely.
We have got, would you be able to use this kind of scrub on your scalp when you wash your hair? That is a great question. Or would it make my hair greasy and sticky? That is a really good question. I've never really thought about exfoliating my scalp before.
Neither have I. Because you could definitely use an oil on your scalp for sure. And a good way to get the oil out, because you're saying about the sticky mess, is when you wash your hair, do a dry shampoo, because the oil and the water don't mix. So if you then went straight in with water into your hair, it'd be hard to get the oil out. So you go in with your shampoo and mix it in.
Yeah, first, and then wash it off. So it's almost like doing it before you get into the shower. But I don't see there being any reason why you couldn't have the exfoliation on there. I'm going to try that. I can try it, guys. And when we send out the video, because I need to wash my hair tonight anyway. When we send out the recording of the video, I can let the person know what it's like. But yeah, coming back to Lou's point, I think you would need to do it first, then use the shampoo, which will have some form of surfactant in it. And whether that's a natural surfactant or not, that's what will then help to, when the water is taking the oil off of your hair. The thing is, though, this is the time to make mistakes, because we're not going anywhere.
So I learned that. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, because I remember doing something with olive oil in my hair and going straight in with, this was quite a long time ago, I think I was a kid, but mixing, and I had olive oil in my hair for days, and I learned that the hard way. But yeah, so you learn by your mistakes for sure, definitely.
Yeah. And I do know that, which I have tried. So I have tried different clays in my hair, through one, for it to experiment from a formulations perspective when we were creating a dry shampoo. So trying clay in your hair, again, it's powdery, so a little goes a long way. And it could be any clay, whether it's, you know, red clay, white clay, you know, green clay, whatever it is. And you put it into your scalp. And again, you do the shampoo first, or the shampoo bar, and then wash it off. But actually, clay is quite nice in your hair, but it's easy to make mistakes. So if you want to have a play around with clay, now is the time to do it, because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What's my background? So my background is I'm an analytical chemist, but I've also done lots of different things, like Lou has said. So aromatherapy, herbal botany. I'm a beekeeper for a variety of reasons. So I do quite like to learn different things, not to necessarily be an expert in any particular area, but just to understand how different things, particularly in personal care and skincare, how they fit together. Because we know it's not as simple as just using topical products on your skin. You know, it's the whole well-being piece, which as we go through this series, we're starting to get more in depth about the topics that we're talking about. And then professional background, I was a development chemist for about 6 months, and then I fell into HR and worked for some big companies. I was head of HR for Avon Cosmetics down in Northampton, but I've always been into beauty, so in sustainability. I think that's my background. I've blended frankincense to help with inflammation in the joints, and it has been helpful if anyone else has issues. That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, the frankincense is such a wonderful thing. There's just so many, and that's the thing with essential oils. They've all got so many, like a myriad of benefits, haven't they? Like you just get one essential oil, and it will do so many different things.
Yeah, and the challenge, just to give some scientific background, you know, the challenge with essential oils, the reason a lot of the times where there's not a lot of scientific research in personal care products is that you can't patent an essential oil. There's only one essential oil in the world that's ever been patented. So the bigger companies don't put any research budget behind essential oils and the actual scientific benefits of it, because they can't own that information and they can't patent it. So, you know, with aromatherapy and essential oil, don't get me wrong, there's more research now than there ever was, but that's a lot of the reasons why it doesn't get pushed through in the personal care industry. Wee sad nerdy fact for you there.
Which one's been patented then? Did you say?
I think it's, and I'm probably not going to pronounce this right, but it's frangipani, I think it's called, and it is from a certain type of alpine strawberry. And I can't remember the company, but you can easily Google it, because it's the only essential oil that is patented, and it's a personal care company that does have it. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful essential oil, but that's the reason, and that's where the other thing I like about essential oils is you can explore them yourself. So it's something that, you know, is really personal to you, because it's like scents and perfumes. So you smell them, and there's ones that you will love, and there'll be other ones that you're like, oh, that's not really for me. And I just love that personalization, because then it means everybody's scrub it is going to be slightly different depending on what they actually like.
Yeah.
One quick question: would you recommend keeping the scrubs in the fridge, or is it not important? That's a great question. You can keep it in the fridge. It's not going to preserve it any longer if it's not in the fridge. But the good thing about it being in the fridge, particularly coming into the summer months, is it's actually really lovely to have it cool on your skin. If anyone has tried that.
Do you know what? I've never tried a cooled scrub actually, but I love like a cooled spritz. But yeah, cooled on your feet actually, that'd be amazing if you had a cold.
I've not actually tried. It's only been in my body, which I would have touched. I would have obviously got into the feet, but it was in my body. The other thing that I really like, if you're going to put it into the fridge, is using a mint based essential oil, which can just be mint on its own. But again, that the scent that comes from that, the freshness that comes with that is really lovely.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Another one is, can my essential oil diffuser cause migraines? Or have you got any tips for migraines? So that is a good question. I don't think essential oils cause migraines. But the reason why I'm going question mark is I want to be 100% sure. I do know that there is certain essential oils that are beneficial for alleviating migraines, but again, it depends on the type of migraine. I don't know if you have anything to add, Lou.
I would say with the migraine, don't, because when you have a tension headache, like kind of gentle kind of circles can actually really help. But if you've got a migraine, don't attempt to kind of massage it, because I think like a head massage can actually make migraines worse.
Worse.
So I know sometimes with a tension headache, this can kind of really help. So sometimes there's that tendency to want to, but I would kind of avoid massaging a head when you've got a migraine, I would say.
Yeah, and the other great thing, so with regards to essential oils, guys, and I know that we're all in lockdown mode at the moment, but essential oils, you have qualified aromatherapists, and they are therapists for a reason. It means that you can go to them with, your whether it's your skin, you want it, whether it's migraines, whatever that is, and they can then personalize that particular aromatherapy to you. So I would always suggest going to somebody that specializes in that area. And there might be some people that are doing it online at the moment, but I know that headaches is always a big one when it comes to people asking, does essential oils solve that?
Also, one point I thought, it depends how much. I think when you do your diffuser, think about how many drops you're putting in as well, because sometimes you literally need like a couple of drops to fill the air. So perhaps sometimes if you feel that it's giving you a headache, but you like that fragrance, try one drop or something like that rather than lots of drops, because they're very potent, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. All right, okay. Workshop for making face masks would be great. That's a great idea. And also perhaps using oats. Oh yeah, oats is a great idea for exfoliation as well.
Yeah,
That's
and actually going back to the eczema, oats would help with eczema, wouldn't they? I think.
Yeah. Right, so we're at 13:48. I don't know, how long was this going on for?
I think till 1:30.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. No, I think it's fine. We've had questions.
See, I don't live in a time world. It's terrible. I'm not that I generally am late for things, but I generally have no comprehension of time. So apologies. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Lou for guiding us through that. And thank you for all of the questions, because that's been amazing. And we'll take the face masks feedback on board. But if there's any other ideas, then please, get back to us. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. And I hope all your hands are lovely and soft now.
Yeah, and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Lou. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.